Prepaid mobile phone services have finally been restored in Jammu and Kashmir nearly after 6 months of restrictions. According to officials, voice calls and SMS are also now being restored for prepaid mobile connections. Restrictions on telecom and internet services had been enforced since August 5th last year, when the centre scrapped the erstwhile state's special status under Section 370 of the Constitution and bifurcated it into 2 union territories. Based on the government order issued on January 18th, 2G internet services are to be restored with some restrictions on postpaid SIM cards in Bandipora and Kupwara districts of Kashmir and 10 other districts of Jammu. In Jammu, the restoration of restricted 2G services have been announced early this week, but due to stringent conditions, the telecom operators are yet to restore services. Well, Jammu and Kashmir Principal Secretary Rohit Kansal said at a news conference that the access will be limited to government-approved whitelisted sites.
In the Jammu division, these included 2G connectivity on postpaid mobiles for accessing whitelisted sites in 5 identified districts. Voice and SMS facility shall be restored on all local prepaid SIM cards across the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
Well, the extended blackout, which now includes the world's longest internet shutdown, has been criticized by many in India and abroad, including the United Nations. Meanwhile, this development coincides with the day when Kashmiri Hindus complete 30 years in forced exile to mark the anniversary of the Exodus. Kashmiri pundits from the valley are staging nationwide protests. This brings the community on the crossroads of history after having faced open threats of rampaging mobs in the valley that led to a mass migration on the 19th of January 1990. Well, switching focus to Hong Kong now, where it is another weekend of protests. Protesters in huge numbers gathered to call for electoral reforms and a boycott of the Chinese Communist Party. The protesters were wearing the movement's trademark black clothing and face masks. Things took a violent turn as the demonstrators started a march towards the nearby Legislative Council building. The police had given approval for the rally but not a march. Friction soon emerged as police blocked those participating in the march. The police resorted to using a heavy hand on the protesters. Batons were used and tear gas fired as the police dispersed the marching protesters. The protests in Hong Kong started in June over a controversial extradition bill. Even though the bill has now been withdrawn, protesters continue asking for greater autonomy. Hong Kong's leader, Carrie Lam, had recently said that the territory enjoys great freedoms under the one country, two systems system. She said that the system and the freedoms which come with it could continue if Hong Kong upheld its loyalty to Beijing. Lam's comments have been seen as an appeal to those who see China as tightening its control over the semi-autonomous territory.